Alright, it's ready for a strapping video. No perverts, it's not strap-on video. Alright, that's what I did up there at that peak on the roof line. Hopefully I don't get washed out. I put one at the very top. And you can see I'm establishing my roof line up there. I've got storage door there that I had to, that established what I'm going to have to put those at, and a little bit of ventilation up there, so I think it's going to be a little bit, I don't know, slow pulling it through. We'll see. Alright, and at every truss I put an L bracket, and I'm using screws on everything. And then every double 2x4 I put a 24-inch one and put it up there like that. Back here I had to put them on the bottom, but when I get in the attic there's studs that run all the way up the gable, and I'll attach at the bottom, and I'm going to run a strap all the way to the truss. My dad bought a house in 1977, and he took real good care of it, updating it, trying to get it to Miami code, and the gables weren't strapped in, and a tornado came fairly close, blew the gable end out and lifted half the roof off. So you just can't overdo it. I've been through a category 5, and I'm not going to take any chances. If it tears my house up, I'm going to make it hard as possible. Down at the bottom I put the L brackets, and the double 2x4 I use a 3-inch screws to go through it. And then in between each stud there's these long construction screws. I can't remember what they got. Threaded fasteners where I bought all my stuff, and it's a long screw. It's a hex. It's a torque head with a little bit like a washer built on it. I'm going to drive those into the plate underneath it to kind of tie it down a little bit better. I don't see too many nails down there, so like I said, everywhere I'm putting L brackets. I've already done it all the way across that side and over there too. I put a little X on the truss to let me know, because sometimes I have to access it from one side or the other, and I don't want to forget one. Then I got the board up there. That's one of the patterns I cut, but I just used it to establish where it needs to be. And I popped the chalk line all the way across as a guide. And this storage door is a little bit bigger than the other one, because this ceiling or floor joists for the attic, whatever you want to call them, is a little bit lower, so it gives me a lot more space. And that's my Tony Stewart tire from a 1996 race. Woohoo, go Tony Stewart. Alright, this is going to be a short one. Oh, let me explain how I make my straps. You go to a mobile home supply place, they've got this tie down strap. You can get it galvanized or not galvanized. I just bought it galvanized for shits and giggles. And I cut it to the length I want. I make patterns. And I stack about 12 of them. And I put small C-clamps on them to hold them together. And I use this block of wood as an anvil. And I use it to screw them down. I put a hole in each end so I can screw it down. These things like to walk if you don't keep those straps even on the sides. And then whenever I had ones to bend, I took that block and I took a hammer and I banged a radius on the edge of that block, so I'd get a nice radius. You don't want to crease this stuff. It's real hard. It'll break. It's strong, but you don't want to crease it. So I've probably made me $200 or $300 worth of straps, and it only cost me about $150. I've got 4 rolls my son got me, and I've used up 2 rolls, and I had a lot left over from strapping everything down. And then here's what the L brackets turned out like. And then about every second batch I go ahead and use my pattern and mark another one, because the hole wallows out when you continually drill in it. So I'm trying to keep the holes right in the center where they're the strongest. And what I'm using to strap it down with is I go to Thread and Fasteners and I buy these 1.5-inch roofing screws. I like them because they've got a washer on it, and I use the grommet to let me know quit pulling down on it, because I've snapped a couple off. So I let the grommet flatten out like you're putting it on a roof, then I know to stop. I had a head pop off on one, land on the floor, and I thought, what the hell was that? And I found it, so I probably over torqued that one. You don't want to torque them too far down. And those are $13 for 250. And I bought 3 bags so far. Home Depot would gouge the hell out of you for those screws, and these are just galvanized ones. They're not painted. I didn't care what they look like. Oh, and I did get the plumbing done underneath. I'm not going to show you because it's kind of inelegant. My brother knows what I'm talking about. So all I got to do up is go up top, run a 3-inch vent out the end, and then I start on my pecs. And also these straps are going to extend all the way in our attic area, all the way down, up top and down that side. And with that roof up, that attic floor joist is being a little bit higher, I may have to make me a custom one, because I just prototype it, go up and see if it works good, and then I pull it off and make a pattern out of it, or tweak it and make me a pattern. So oh, I got some junk out of here because of rented a storage unit. I got about half filled up. I got some more stuff. Anything I could roll around, I left here. Now that's my air conditioning unit. That's that kind you get in see in hotel rooms, them big long ones. That's a 16,000 BTU, and it's got a 7.5 kW heater in it. It takes a number 12 wire, which that's okay. But I had somebody give me a roll of 10-3, so I'm just not going to use one of the conductors. And if I ever upgrade that thing to something that takes a lot more than a 12, I've already got a 10 in there. And I'll just put a 20 amp breaker on it. That's all it needs. But it was free, and it future-proofs it. So, sound like a good idea. Alright. I think this is it for this one. And as always, y'all have a good one.